This is that once in a lifetime.
Alright, so today I'm going to be talking quite a bit about safety Will Harris from Boston College. And I'm just going to start off by saying I like it. This is a good player for our organization. He's a good fit. He does a lot of things at a very high caliber. He is a very intelligent player. Not mad about this pick at all, actually. Not terribly thrilled that we had to trade a pick to get him, but he's going to be worth it. There's one thing that you're going to see in a lot of these clips that is... Actually, you're not going to see it. What you're going to see is they don't throw the ball very much near Will Harris. And for good reason. He's locked down on coverage. He's really, really good. You could have him play zone. Watching him play man coverage, he's very good. That one right there that just happened, Finley was about to pass it, but Harris was in the way. This NC State offense that started off 8-0 gave a lot of credit to Will Harris. They didn't particularly like throwing to him, throwing anywhere near him. Most of the routes went away from Will Harris. He is that good. The other thing you're going to see is when he blitzes, he makes it through the line. He pressures the quarterback. He is a very big contributor to this defense. And you really can't put that much of a price tag on that since our secondary was pretty badly gutted after the Glover Quinn release, and with Tease not panning out, cutting Nevin Lawson. I mean, we got Justin Coleman, so that's good. But Lawson, yeah, he didn't really, I want to say he didn't allow a 10-yard play to anybody he was thrown at in coverage, which is very good. I mean, he was a good tackler. Didn't play the ball very well, though. And Harris plays the ball well. There's a couple plays where he swats it away, and he gets a interception. He recovers fumbles. It's very, very quality. One of the things I was very impressed by watching Will Harris is that he does not stop playing until it's blown dead. There's never a moment where he just sort of like jogs it off and calls it a day. He attacks aggressively the ball or the player with the ball. He's very, very good. I am thoroughly pleased with Bob Quinn's pick. I would rather not have, like I said, I would rather not have traded up. But I can't argue with losing a sixth to get Will Harris. This is very high quality pick material right here. And the more I watch, the more I like Will Harris. The other thing Bob Quinn brought up was that he is a leader to this team. He was voted captain, and every one of his teammates said what a high caliber leader he is. And when you look at our current defensive roster, we really don't have a whole lot of leadership on it. We have Jared Davis, who's supposed to be the leader on the field. We got Slay, who's a captain, but Will Harris is going to grow into being a captain on this team. I mean, as long as he plays at a high level, like he is expected to, oh yeah, he's going to grow into a captain. The other thing I see a lot on a lot of these is as soon as the ball's released, Will Harris is tracking. His awareness is very, very good. Like I said, I saw him play zone. I saw him play on man. I saw him blitz. I think the best game he had was against the U when he played Miami. Oh man, he was all over Miami. He just did a great job. Didn't stop attacking Miami for a minute. Never let off the gas. And that's super important when it comes to the kind of culture the Lions are trying to build. They don't want guys with a lot of talent who just sort of phone it in. They get their stats and then they phone it in. Harris isn't that guy. He's aggressive, he is competitive, and it all shows on his film. On top of that, he's got the talent to boot. He's going to be a guy that's fighting for a starting job this year, and he's probably going to earn it just from watching this film. I know a lot of people forgot, but NC State started 8-0. This was a really high caliber team. And Harris really put the hurt on him. He put some pressure into him, put some fear of God into people. I mean, here he is chasing down a guy. He was halfway across the field and he chased down the guy with the ball because that's the kind of aggression he brings. As soon as he saw it wasn't a pass and he didn't need to cover anybody, dead sprint at the ball. And he does that every time. Very, very good awareness. I really, really love this pick. I think my only problem, like I said, was the trade to get him. I'm not terribly pleased about that, but really, what can you do? 6th rounder, not bad. He just recovered a fumble because he's eye on the ball, aggressive. Here we're gonna see him, bam, go out there and break up a pass. He's gonna get some big PBUs this year. He's high quality. I know a lot of people, particularly in Michigan, stick to the Big Ten, and I can understand that. I personally watch a lot more Big 12 than any other conference, but I watch all the conferences, and I love watching BC. They're a fun team to watch. But his size, his speed, his strength, all pointing to the direction that he is going to be a starting NFL player. Is he necessarily going to be a star? Is he going to be a Troy Polamalu? Probably not. Is he going to be a Glover Quinn? Probably. I mean, he fits that style. I like him. Usually in defensive backs, Quinn likes him extremely versatile. And Will Harris is versatile at the safety position. I don't think he's going to be the guy that goes out there and they put him at other positions. He's going to be a safety. Probably a free safety. And that fits. I mean, he's great. Here's this game against Miami, and Harris was just lighting him up. He was one of the guys that I watched this game, and he just jumped off the page to me as a key difference maker for BC. And I really, really love what he does here, where he goes after the ball and tries to break through blocks. He's working at a high level against a team that people had said had a shot at making the CFPs. I mean, it ended up that Miami was pretty dookie, but Harris came out there and made them look even worse than they actually were. There he is. He doesn't stop. Even though there was another guy in front of him who looked like he had the tackle, Harris said, "Nuh-uh, my tackle. My PBUs. Never stop." And some of this Will Harris pick, to me, he wasn't the best safety in the draft. And we had a need for a big big play safety. We got a very, very good safety, but some of this is a little bit of Bob Quinn knows BC. He's familiar with the coaching, and they said take him. And that could just be Boston College trying to help their own recruiting game. I don't think so. I think he is going to pan out. But some of it does reek of that sort of good old boy mentality. There he is. That was a hell of a PBU. I mean, he really got that guy on the ground. It was beautiful. And his hits are huge. He is a big guy, moving fast, knocking people's blocks off. I really am very, very interested to see what he does for the Lions this year. You know, the NFL is different than college, but being a defensive back, you know, you have the same sort of needs in college that you do in pro. You need to be able to play zone, you need to be able to play man, and you need to be able to blitz as a safety. And he does all three at a high level. I really don't see a whole lot of technical flaws with him. I see very little flaws with him, actually. He does get bogged down when he tries to break through the offensive line occasionally, where maybe he needs a little bit more technique in, you know, getting through blockers. But that's small stuff. That is small. In the cover 2 that Patricia loves to run, Harris is going to be invaluable. I am super excited. This is one of my favorite picks of the draft, right up there with Oruwariye. And I'm going to try and get to him. I don't want to work my way through the whole draft because there are some guys I don't want to talk about. Quite frankly, I was very excited when I made this video. When I started making this video, I woke up and I said, you know what? I want to talk about Will Harris because he's good. He's exciting. He's fun to watch. So that's what I ended up doing. I just don't have a whole lot of negative things to say about this pick. Great value, especially at the position. At the position we drafted him in, that is. In the 3rd round, great value in the 3rd round. I want to say his combine numbers were good. He was strong, and he was fast. I'm not the best at judging defensive backs. I'll be the first to admit that. But I do like him. I like him a lot. Not my favorite safety in this draft was definitely Taylor Rapp from Washington, just because I saw some of those athletic plays that you just don't see all that often in college, where he's, you know, making huge leaps to break up passes, where he's blitzing and just knocking people's blocks off. He doesn't hit nearly as hard as Will Harris, which is one of the reasons I think they stuck to their guns on this Will Harris pick. But I liked him for other reasons. I liked his awareness was better than Will Harris, but Will Harris's awareness is still top tier. I don't want to say Pro Bowl because I never like putting that much emphasis on a player. I don't like giving him that many expectations, but he is a guy that give him 2-3 years to develop in the National Football League, he could be a perennial contender for a Pro Bowl at safety. He's very good. And this draft was one of the most deep drafts I've ever seen. Right there. He almost made a hit on his own player, saw it was a BC teammate, and rolled out of it. He's aware. He's very aware. Very, very thrilled. Very thrilled to watch him play for the Lions. Excited to see him in Honolulu Blue. I don't think I could be any happier at all. Really. Honestly, I wouldn't have even been mad if we took him in the second round, because he is that good. Just all over the field, plays sideline to sideline, blitzes, coverage, perfect, just outstanding player. On a team that had some good defense. I mean, Zach Allen, trying to think of the other guys, but yeah, definitely Zach Allen and Will Harris always stuck out to me every time I watched BC play this year. I could go on and on about it, and I think I might, just because I'm thrilled. But it really didn't, to me this year, all of the BC games I watched, it didn't get better than this Miami game. There was a time where Miami was threatening to beat BC. Will Harris and Zach Allen made the difference on this team that allowed Boston College to come in and put it away. And that is perfect. That's a guy who's going to make a difference on our team. Right here. This great play. Bam. In coverage. Bam. It didn't look like the guy had it, but Harris wanted to make sure. He could have stood there and just said, oh, okay. But he made a play on the ball, and on the guy trying to catch it, smacked him. Smoked the dog piss out of him. And he's going to scare receivers that are matched up with him. They're going to be afraid to get hit by Will Harris. Fact. You don't want to get smacked around by a big safety like him. It hurts. And this is just absolutely thrilling to me. I'm not usually a fan of ACC football. I know they get some good talent. They do have some good drafting, or some good recruiting, and they do produce decent talent. But I'll always watch BC. They're one of my favorite underdog colleges. Ever since Doug Flutie. So I feel like I've been watching BC just because of what Doug Flutie did. The Hail Mary. The inventor of the Hail Mary. But just watching Will Harris during this game was joyous. And he's just so good. Love it. Great pick, Quinn. More picks like this, please. All right, guys. Thanks.